The rift opened without warning. Dr. Stephen Strange stood at the edge of an unstable tear in reality, magic swirling around his hands as he sealed the breach, the crackling energies fading into the ether. But just as he finished the ritual, a surge of dark power tore through the air, ripping him from his dimension and plunging him into a chaotic abyss. When he opened his eyes, the world before him was alien, suffused with an eerie blood-orange sky that cast a sickly hue over the landscape. The air was thick, heavy with the stench of decay, as though the very atmosphere was corrupt. Strange rose slowly, feeling the cloak of levitation stir around him, responding to the strange new energies in the air. It was unlike anything he had encountered before, as though this universe had no regard for the balance between magic and matter that he knew so well. The ground beneath him was scarred, twisted ruins stretching as far as he could see. Towering metal structures, bent and broken, reached toward the sky like the bones of some long-dead giant. Strange could sense the oppressive weight of despair, the echo of countless lives lost, each one feeding the chaos that blanketed the planet. As he took a step forward, his footfalls heavy on the cracked earth, a sound rumbled from the distance. Strange turned, eyes narrowing as the ground vibrated with the approach of something massive. From the smoke and dust, a hulking figure emerged, a towering machine, its form twisted and adorned with the grotesque symbols of chaos. Its eyes burned with fire, a skull-shaped face peering from behind a menacing helmet. The Chaos Dreadnought. Before Strange could react, the beast fired, a massive burst of energy that cracked the ground beneath him. His hands moved instinctively, summoning a magical shield that shimmered in the air just as the blast hit, deflecting the force to the side. Strange immediately began to weave through the air, gathering his thoughts as he tried to assess the situation. The dreadnought did not pause. It continued its approach, its cannons charging once more, the roar of engines deafening. But Strange was no stranger to combat, and his mind raced with possibilities. His hands twisted in the air, pulling from the depths of his vast arcane knowledge, a portal opening in front of the dreadnought's cannon fire. The blast hurtled through the rift, reappearing behind the giant machine and detonating against its armored back. The dreadnought staggered, but it wasn't enough. It was still coming, and Strange knew that more would follow. As the smoke cleared, more figures appeared on the horizon. Chaos Space Marines, their forms covered in rusted blood-stained armor, each one a living weapon of destruction, marching with unwavering purpose. Their chants filled the air, words of dark promises and endless torment. They were here for him, and there was no escaping it. Strange's heart quickened, but he did not falter. He raised his hands, his voice a low incantation as golden energy poured from his fingertips. Mandalas of magic appeared, spinning and weaving in the air before crashing into the advancing Marines. Bolter shots ricocheted off his shields, and the blast of his mystic energy tore through them, sending bodies flying in all directions. Yet for every Marine he struck down, more appeared, their numbers seemingly endless. He couldn't keep up. The magic in this world, the chaos, was unlike anything he had ever faced. It twisted the very fabric of reality, threatening to unravel him, to warp his mind. But Strange was no stranger to struggle. His training, his resolve, were forged in the fires of countless battles, both physical and mental. He could not give in. In the distance, Strange saw a flash of blue, the gleam of Astartes' power armor. The Ultramarines. The Space Marines of the Emperor. A squad of them charged into the fray, their bolters roaring as they cut through the chaos ranks. At the head of the group was a towering figure in blue ceramite, his face set in grim determination. Captain Acastus Varen, a leader forged in the fires of war. The Chaos Marines faltered for a moment, their attention shifting to the new threat. Strange felt the pull of the captain's presence. He was not alone here. Perhaps for once he had found an ally. Varen's voice carried through the battle, authoritative and commanding. "Sorcerer, identify yourself," he shouted, his power armor gleaming as he struck down the nearest Chaos Marine with a mighty blow. Strange, still floating above the battlefield, nodded grimly. "I am Dr. Stephen Strange. I come from another realm, but I'm here to stop the madness." Varen's eyes narrowed as he assessed Strange, the magic swirling around him. "You are not of this galaxy, but your power may be of use. Come with us. We have a war to win." With no better options, Strange followed the Ultramarines to their fortress, a bastion of steel and stone in the middle of the ruined world. Inside, Tech Marines and librarians studied him, their curious gazes weighing the Sorcerer Supreme's every movement. Strange, for the first time in a long while, felt the pull of camaraderie, the sense that he wasn't alone in this fight. As the night fell, a new wave of chaos forces descended upon the fortress. Strange's senses flared, his mind instinctively reaching for the nearest rift. The forces of chaos were too much to fight head-on. But he was not without resources. With a deep breath, he summoned the energies of the Ancient Ones, his hands weaving arcane symbols in the air. The rift opened, pulling the monsters of the warp through it. A greater demon of Tsench materialized, a twisting serpentine creature made of living flame and shifting nightmares. Its eyes locked on Strange, and a voice like the wind whispered inside his mind, "You are but a fleeting moment in the warp's endless eternity, sorcerer." Strange clenched his fists, his body radiating power. "And yet I will stand against you." The battle was brutal. Strange fought alongside the Ultramarines, his magic devastating the demons and chaos forces. But every spell, every incantation, was met with a ripple in the fabric of reality, the warp pushing back against him. It was as though the universe itself was rejecting him, twisting him into something monstrous. Strange fought against it, using the full extent of his knowledge and power to keep his mind and soul intact. With a final chant, a surge of golden light erupted from him, enveloping the battlefield. The chaos forces were torn apart, their leaders sucked back into the warp as the Ultramarines pushed forward. Strange could feel the weight of his actions, the exhaustion creeping into his bones, but he knew he couldn't rest. Not yet. As the smoke cleared, Captain Varen approached, his voice filled with respect and gratitude. "You've done more than we could ever ask, Dr. Strange. Humanity owes you." Strange nodded, his hands still trembling from the exertion. "I've done what I can. But I don't belong here. This universe is beyond saving." Varen looked at him, his expression softening. "Then perhaps we will see each other again in the future." With that, Strange turned away. He opened a rift, preparing to return to his own world, to the realm he knew. But as he looked back at the battlefield, a part of him knew that in the grim-dark future of Warhammer 40K, there would always be battles to fight. And Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, was no stranger to war.